and Shakur.
Right.
Because those two boxing phenoms, you know, if you're not on that level mentally, like you're not even gonna compete with those two dudes.
Right.
You know?
It's such an interesting thing because a lot of people don't know. You know, the general public, when someone gets to like an elite level, they need some high profile fight in order for people to realize, because all the boxing fans realize, like Shakur's a great example. He's not really a household name, but he should be.
Shakur sees that. He's anticipating something to come. He knows he's gonna explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding, because he has great eyes, understands boxing very well in movements. And Shakur's going to step out of range and make Teo fall short.
So much confidence in his power that he doesn't even he's giving away a couple
he
rounds.
definitely be giving away rounds, but you know, he just in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Joe Rogan and Terence Crawford dive into the matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, pointing out that Stevenson operates on an entirely different level. They stress that this fight goes beyond mere skill. It's a battle of strategy, adaptability, and the ability to impose one's style under pressure. Rogan highlights Stevenson's exceptional defensive instincts, while Crawford praises his pinpoint accuracy and perfect timing. Both agree that this showdown will truly determine who stands out, as each fighter brings top-tier talent, sharp intelligence, and undeniable heart into the ring.
I mean, he's an elite fighter. He's so good, but he needs like a big, high-profile fight, like Gervonta did, you know, against
Nobody
Ryan
want to fight him.
Right.
Nobody want to fight him.
Yeah.
And I see why. You know, I get it, but at the same time, you know, they're gonna have to see him sooner or later. No matter what, no matter how far they go, they're gonna have to see him sooner or later. So, you know, all these fighters, you know, he's calling out everybody. He's calling out the Pitbull. He's calling out Lomachenko.
Yeah.
He's calling out Devin. He's calling out, you know, Tank. He's calling out everybody.
Yeah.
And he want to fight everybody right now.
Right.
You know, and that's a dangerous man when you know how talented he is, and he's motivated, he's focused, he's stay in the gym, he's a gym rat, he loves boxing to the core. Like, yeah, that's a dangerous man right now, because he got something on his mind that, you know, he wanna accomplish.
And he's still very young.
Yeah.
Very young and still getting better with every fight. Him versus Tank would be insane.
Yeah.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he's very explosive. He's very explosive, and, you know, man, he be cracking them dudes.
Joe Rogan commends Shakur Stevenson for his exceptional defensive approach and overall skill set, describing them as truly impressive. He points out how Stevenson's talent for reading opponents, predicting attacks, and managing distance distinguishes him from others in the sport. Rogan highlights that this blend of defensive awareness and technical mastery enables Stevenson to remain calm under pressure, minimize risks, and seize opportunities, making him one of the most challenging and technically gifted fighters in today's boxing scene.
That's Billy Shell since Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
His fucking defense was incredible.
Yeah. Defense, and he stayed, and that guy was putting the guy from Golden Boy, I can't remember his name, who he fought, but was just a good fighter and was really pressuring him. And Shakur stayed in the pocket.
Yeah.
He stayed in the
He
pocket
also
because
said
people
he's
were
not gonna
calling him a
fight that
runner
way
before.
anymore.
He's not a
Yeah.
runner, yeah.
But he said after that fight, I'm not going to fight that way anymore. He said I took too many shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wanted to like put on a show and show everybody he's not just a runner. He could stand in the pocket.
Right.
And then he's like, why am I doing this? I'll box the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
he's a silver
I get
medalist,
too.
that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Yeah.
elite. He's elite.
Yeah.
And just one of the best, like, it's, as far as skill.
Greg Hackett offers a deep analysis of Teofimo Lopez, highlighting both the mental and physical elements that shape his fights. He explains that Lopez often relies on a knockout as his main route to victory, using his speed, strength, and mindset to assert control. Hackett reflects on Lopez's clash with Lomachenko, noting how his relentless intensity and drive forced the champion to proceed cautiously. Yet, he points out that Lopez has changed over time. Fame and heightened expectations have altered his approach. While Lopez has all the tools he needs, power, speed, footwork, and mental sharpness, he sometimes struggles to bring them together in the ring. At times, he displays speed without the corresponding power or power without perfect timing. Hackett concludes that if Lopez can synchronize all his abilities and maintain focus, he has a real chance to overcome Shakur Stevenson.
Mentally.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Teo talking about feel like he can get him out of there in 9. Do you feel like that's the only opportunity that he could do to get the victory is by getting him out of there and, not boxing Shakur?
I'm going to tell you this. When Teo fought Lomachenko, right? I'll tell you what it was. His strength, his speed, and his mindset, that fight was why Lomachenko was so hesitant to throw. Teo could do the same thing to Shakur, but now it's a different day. He wasn't as famous as he is now as he was back then. Back then he was more hungry.
Cool.
When he fought Lomachenko, he was hungry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since he's been really hungry and been really wanting to win a fight. I think this fight could be that, but his mindset, his focus, his strength and everything, he got to bring everything to the table. And he could beat Shakur because he has the ingredients. The problem is he can't put them together. Sometimes he show up with the speed without the power. Sometimes he show up with the power without the footwork. Sometimes he show up with the footwork without the mindset. You know what I'm saying? He be in pieces. If he bring everything to the table, he'll be cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's the leader of the new school when it comes down to those two guys?
No. The leader of the new school would be Abdullah Mason. The reason why, he's 21 years old. He's been pro for like 4 years. The rest of them dudes...
Tim Bradley, former world champion and seasoned boxing analyst, offers a detailed look at the highly anticipated showdown between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. He begins by highlighting the striking differences in their fighting styles and how these contrasts could shape the fight's outcome. According to Bradley, Lopez relies on explosive, twitchy movements that produce bursts of extraordinary power. His ability to unleash rapid combinations while smoothly switching between offense and defense makes him a dangerous, unpredictable fighter capable of turning a bout around in an instant. This aggressive, high-energy style has earned Lopez a reputation as one of the hardest hitters in his weight class. However, Bradley points out that this approach carries risks, especially when matched against a methodical, technically precise boxer like Stevenson. Stevenson's strengths, perfect timing, sharp defensive instincts, and pinpoint accuracy make it difficult for Lopez to land clean, decisive punches. Bradley concludes that while Lopez's raw speed and power are impressive, Stevenson's disciplined, strategic approach could neutralize those advantages, setting the stage for a compelling battle of skill, strategy, and adaptability where patience and timing may ultimately determine the victor.
The feet is what gets you in position to be able to land those shots. Footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Teo's footwork, and what I noticed about Teo's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw the amount of power that he has, I've noticed with Teo, there's always a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And Teo's a guy that likes to explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, to land his offense. Fast, twitchy type muscles, fibers. He's extremely fast. Some may say that his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones-esque type of movements. How quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition. However, he's in there with a guy that is a master at controlling distance. That's he's a master at literally, getting in his position, right, in the position where he wants to be, and taking away your positioning. And with doing so, he takes away your feet, you know, and that's why I think feet are going to be extremely important in this. You know, if you can keep your opponent off balance, for instance, let me just give you an example. It's like Teo explodes. There's a subtlety before he explodes with his offense. And as soon as Shakur sees that, he's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding, because he has great eyes, you know, great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements. And Shakur is going to step out.
Stevenson's trainer, Wally Moses, issues a clear warning to Teofimo Lopez about the dangers of underestimating Shakur Stevenson. Moses emphasizes that Stevenson's rare combination of speed, defensive mastery, and tactical flexibility makes him extremely tough to counter. No single style can fully contain Stevenson, as he can quickly adjust to exploit an opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Moses explains that Stevenson carefully studies his rivals and adapts his strategy in real time, taking advantage of even the smallest openings. Lopez cannot rely solely on conventional tactics or raw aggression. He will face a constantly shifting challenge. According to Moses, Stevenson's mix of technical skill, ring IQ, and composure under pressure creates a level of unpredictability very few fighters can manage. Underestimating him could be costly, as Stevenson has the ability to turn fights around in moments. Moses concludes that anyone stepping into the ring with Stevenson must show full respect and total focus, highlighting why he is one of the most strategically intelligent and formidable boxers in the division today.
Prevails over every style in the world so far, you know. Shakur wasn't just an amateur boxing champion, he was a world amateur boxing champion on more than one occasion. Also, he was the AIBA Fighter of the Year, making him the best boxer in the world in amateur boxing. So, you know, Shakur is looking for those same things from Jay Quinn in terms of inside the professional ranking, but Shakur has been proven that he's been the #1 boxer throughout his life. He was #1 in every category that he boxed in, from a kid coming up. You know what I mean? Here in the U.S., he had eclipsed every boxer over like 1,000, almost close to 2,000 points in terms of his winning. So, you know, it's not a thing that, you know, people be talking about what has Shakur done. They know what Shakur done in his amateur ranking. And Shakur done everything that they never were capable of doing. So, you know, it's only going to be a matter of time before he proves, you know, this caliber of fighter that he is to the world.
Now, as far as the weight jump goes, what's that preparation like? That'll be his 4th weight class.
Well,
like, what do you look to? Do you look to add more muscle? Do you what's the proper way of adding weight when jumping up?
Let me give you an example. All right, let's look at when Terence fought before Canelo, right?
Yeah.
Everybody talking about him walking up and moving up his weight was going to be a problem, but a lot of people don't know what these cats really walk around at. So, you know, the weight back.
Professional boxer Jermaine Ortiz brings an additional perspective to the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup, focusing on Stevenson's growth and maturity in the ring. Ortiz highlights how Stevenson's past fights have shaped his approach, teaching him to avoid overextending or taking unnecessary risks. In earlier bouts, Stevenson sometimes left openings while trying to control the fight, but Ortiz notes that he has learnt the importance of distance management and precise timing. This evolution allows Stevenson to face Lopez with greater awareness, balancing calculated aggression with solid defense. Ortiz stresses that this measured style is not a sign of caution but a strategic refinement aimed at maximizing effectiveness against a dangerous opponent.
Maybe a glimpse or two.
Why?
And one, Shakur said it himself after that fight that he wasn't gonna fight like that again, and that's the main reason. He said he wasn't gonna do it, and
Teo's cracking like that
to 140, which isn't really, huh?
Is Teo cracking?
No, I don't think. I think he had more of a threat with Zepeda as a puncher and Teofimo, But he's going up a weight class. That's not naturally his weight class as well.
You think that'll play a factor?
No, that would play a factor in him not fighting in the pocket how he did with the Peter.
Got you.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, because of the style, you feel like he's gonna be in and out, moving around, making sure that
in and out,
doing things that Teal don't like.
He got longer arms. You know, I think he'll just keep him. He'll keep him at bay. You know, Teal's a tricky fighter too. So I'm not saying that he can't, you know, slip in and catch him with a couple shots, but Shakur, I think he's gonna be defensively sound. He doesn't like getting hit, and I think he's gonna stick to that.
You know, as far as Shakur is concerned and Teal, when you look at the speed, when you look at the timing, who do you feel like has that edge when it comes down to that? It could be separate. It could be somebody else.
Shakur Stevenson stands out in the boxing world not just for his strategy, but for his dedication to training and personal accountability. Every workout and sparring session is approached with careful attention, as he knows that even small choices in preparation can impact performance in the ring. His discipline extends beyond physical conditioning to mental focus, tactical awareness, and overall fight IQ. Stevenson constantly reviews his performances, learning from both victories and setbacks to refine his approach. By combining this reflective mindset with rigorous training, he ensures he enters each fight fully prepared to execute complex strategies. His ability to adapt during fights, handle unexpected challenges, and stay composed under pressure highlights his intelligence and versatility as a fighter. This mix of discipline, strategy, and adaptability has earned him respect from trainers, analysts, and fellow boxers alike. Stevenson's commitment to excellence in every aspect of preparation underscores why he is not only a skilled athlete but also one of the most methodical and strategic minds in modern boxing.
Lopez will rise to the occasion and be prepared for that fight. So I feel like Shakur has to keep that fight in the middle of the ring, use his counter ability, but if Teal's speed is a problem, I think Shakur is going to run into a lot of problems. But if Shakur is the faster fighter with the good reflexes to counter, he'll be fine, I think. But you know, Teo says a lot of crazy things that, you know, a lot of us don't agree with. But at the end of the day, the dude can fight. His last performance, he just showed him that his levels to this, right? Lopez is on a whole different, I'll say, category when it comes to boxing that Shakur is at. I think this is a great fight. I'm gonna go ahead and give my prediction. If these two fight, it's gonna be kind of like a Floyd versus Zab Judah-ish, or I'm gonna say Zab Judah. I know Zab Judah is a different fighter than Lopez, but I think what's going to happen is going to become a chess match. Who can counter who? Lopez, I think, will get hit early and start respecting Shakur's power. I think Shakur will keep everything to the middle of the ring and be able to adjust with his movements, his counter ability, and his defense. Like, he's able to make those adjustments that are very similar to Floyd. So I'm going to go with Shakur on this one. But you cannot sleep on Lopez because he comes to fight. The fight that he shocked me was against Lomachenko. He came ready.
Adding his expert perspective, former world champion and analyst Zab Judah predicts that the showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez will be an explosive clash. He frames the fight as a pure battle of skill versus skill, where raw athletic power meets technical precision. Judah points out that both fighters bring extraordinary talent, drive, and determination to assert dominance in the ring. He explains that this matchup will test more than just strength or endurance. It will challenge each boxer's ability to stay composed under pressure, adapt to changing circumstances, and execute strategies with precision. The mental aspect, Judah emphasizes, is just as crucial as speed, power, or accuracy, as neither Stevenson nor Lopez is likely to back down easily. Fans can expect an electrifying display of boxing intelligence, resilience, and elite-level execution. According to Judah, this bout won't just highlight their physical skills, it will serve as a masterclass in strategy, timing, and tactical awareness. For spectators and analysts alike, it promises a high-stakes showcase of modern boxing, blending excitement, technical mastery, and the unpredictability that makes the sport so compelling.
It's two dog fighters. You got two dog fighters that's coming in there to solidify themselves as the game changer. Teo's not gonna lay down. Shakur is not gonna lay down. It's gonna be skill versus skill. Teo's a very talented, skillful fighter. Shakur is a very extremely talented, skillful fighter. And yes, we're gonna see a hell of a great chess match that night.
Yeah, I believe so. Now, I think in your earlier predictions, you felt like Shakur will be stopping Teo? Am I right?
Annihilation, decapitation. Is that what you're talking about? You going back to my comments? Yeah. I feel like Teo's a very dominant force, but I just think that the skills of Shakur Stevenson is gonna.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you next time.